acres to City of Newberry agriculture, less than or equal to 1 dwelling unit per 5 acres in certain lands within the corporate limits of the City of Newberry, Florida. Parcel number 025-154-003, consisting of approximately 111 contiguous acres, providing severability, repealing all ordinances in conflict, and providing an effective date.
Thank you very much. John Paul Perez with the Community Development Department. This is actually the second reading of this ordinance, so I'm going to keep my presentation brief. This is for the Pat Post, 111 acres on the west side of town, on the south side of State Road 26, pretty close to the county line. There was a PCB hearing on August 18th. This ordinance was recommended for adoption. There was a first reading on August 25th, and it was approved on first reading, and the recommended motion for this evening is to adopt the ordinance granting the large scale future land use map amendment. The reason this one took longer than the other annex properties is because this is a large scale, had to be sent to the state. This was returned by the state with no objections to the proposed future land use map amendment. This is an aerial image of the property, and again, we're just going from ag to ag, adjusting it to our regulations so we can now administer our own regulations on the property. And that completes my presentation. I'm available for any questions if you have any. Thank you.
All right, do we have any questions from the commission?
Yes, sir.
What do you have? Commissioner Monty?
Does anyone know if there's any kind of, plan to extend the water line or the sewer line out of that area?
I wish Jamie Jones was here. Mr. Manager, do you know?
There is not a current plan. We do have a conceptual plan, so we know where our second feed is gonna come in right through that property. That makes it a really good contender for water and sewer. Water and sewer will be, west of 337 as soon as Westone, if Westone ever moves forward. So it will traverse 15th, half a mile over the next 20 years naturally. So that seems like the most viable path forward, but again, that's a 10 to 20 year plan. It's not a tomorrow.
And does that property fall under the, city electric department or is it?
Second floor of that.
Commissioner Coleman?
Actually, parcel, I can't read the parcel here. Actually, there is city water on this side, on the west side of 337. You knew that, right?
On the west side of 337?
Yeah, it goes, and it's actually very close, right here.
I think there's water extending to the American Legion.
Right here, there's water to here.
That's still quite a ways from this property, right?
It's still, it's one parcel right here.
Quarter mile,
There's just a quarter mile?
quarter to half mile.
I mean, so what I'm saying is there is water across 337 now.
It'd be kinda nice if we start considering running at least a water line out to that area.
I agree.
And start looking about, running sewer line out there also.
Mr. Chair, if it's the will of the commission, we will certainly put together a presentation to do something similar. The majority of the board probably remembers when we did that headed east down 26, I think we made it not quite the 202, and we was a pioneer in agreement, so the city upfronted the cost. Any developer hooks in has to pay back the proportional share. I'm not prepared to speak to that tonight, but if the commission wants it, we'll certainly bring a presentation forward, present it to you.
Yeah, I'd like to see something like that.
Well, I also agree that it's kind of, the time is not there yet until there's actually gonna be some development on that side. That's what I think. I mean, if you wanna have a meeting on it, that's fine
Yeah, I mean,
too.
but, he's planning on one house per 5 acres. I don't know whether, if we run the water and sewer out there, if he could do more than that, or what his plan would be, but, I'm just kind of thinking
Right.
ahead. Cause in the past, we talked about maybe, or trying to promote that side of town as far as more development is concerned, so that people in that little area will have to actually come through the city of Newberry to go to work or wherever they're going, so.
But I figure, 1 to 5, or 5 acres, they don't have to get, they don't have to hook into
No.
city water
No,
or
not,
sewer.
not they,
And you usually need a much higher density to make it worth.
Right.
spending money at that level. But I'll talk to you guys offline about it, we'll see.
Yeah.
There was active development headed east that we could see in our lifetime, we were gonna get that money back. I'm not, in somebody's lifetime, we'll see that development. I don't know. I'm getting kinda old. Might not be
Yeah.
one.
yeah, you are.
No, you're old.
Yeah.
You're old. All right, if we're done with deliberations, I'm gonna entertain a motion.
Wait a minute, were you done?
David, motion.
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Long, and I got it seconded by Commissioner Clark. I'm gonna open it up to the floor. Do you have any comments from the public? Got one. If you could come up and state your name, what's in the mic?
Mr. Mayor. Commissioners, my name is Paul Morgan, resident of Newberry for 35 years. Just a general question, or, well, one comment, two actually. So I'm the last getting water, and I'm about 4 properties past the Legion Club West. I do appreciate the fact, and I know this was Mr. Post's proposal, but the fact that it is 1 resident per 5 acres. I wish, and there's no putting the toothpicks back into it, but I wish this would have been more of a strategy with these developments right on the edge of the urban service area. Unlike what's happening east of town with Tanglewood and then the proposed south development, which is pretty heavy duty, intensive development. So I think I do appreciate that it's gonna be larger parcels. I think that's a good look. However, it does abut right on Western development, so just keep in mind that's 850 homes right there too. So, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for your comments. Anyone else? Seeing none, all that are in favor, signify by saying aye. Ayes have it, unanimous.
Mr. Chair, just for clarity's sake, there is no neighborhood subdivision plan in this.
This is ag.
It's just ag. There's no plan to bring utilities, no plan for a neighborhood. 1 per 5 are at higher density here. This is just ag.
I'm surprised that it wasn't already Newberry ag. I did not
We
know
all thought
that.
it was already annexed in.
All this I thought
Yeah.
was in.
We all thought we already annexed it in. Somehow we missed this last parcel.
Okay.
But there is no housing development on the books plan discussed.
All right, that takes us to our fifth agenda item, which we're entering into quasi judicial. If the attorney could read the process for that.
We are now entering into a quasi judicial procedure. This means that the commission will stop being a legislative body and will become a judicial board, which means we have to follow certain rules that adhere to a different standard of decision-making. The primary rule we must follow concerns testimony, and the substantial and competent evidence standard must be met when the judicial board makes a decision. The standard states the following: all public testimony will be taken under oath. Everyone testifying will be subject to cross-examination. All documents and exhibits shall be entered into evidence. The giving of opinion testimony is limited to experts. Closing arguments will be limited to the evidence of the record. I am now going to read the ordinance by title and number. This is ordinance number 2025-65, an ordinance of the city of Newberry, Florida, amending the official zoning atlas of the city of Newberry land development regulations, providing for rezoning from Alaska County Agriculture A to city of Newberry Agriculture A on certain lands within the corporate limits of the city of Newberry, Florida, consisting of 111 acres, more particularly described in Exhibit A, providing severability to repeal all ordinances in conflict. At this point, I am going to ask the clerk to swear in the applicant, staff, and all participants requesting to speak on this matter. Anyone who wishes to speak.
Please raise your right hand and state your name.
John Paul Press.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give, Stacy, sorry. Okay,
I was hiding back here.
sorry. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Ready? You can totally swear.
All right, before we begin, we need to disclose any ex parte communications and disclose whether any member physically inspected the property. Again, ex parte communications or any conversations or transmission of information that have any bearing or influence on a voting member's decision.
We'll start with Commissioner Coleman,
None.
Commissioner Clark,
None.
Commissioner Munson,
0.
Commissioner Donald?
Aye.
Commissioner Maison? John Paul, that gives it to you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. John Paul Perez, Community Development Department. I'll be a little bit more,
I'm sorry, John, she just has to read the procedure is, so we got through that first step.
Almost there.
But she's got a little bit more to read first. It will be good.
Thank you.
So in just a moment, we will have the staff overview, followed by the applicant presentation with no time limit, the staff report and recommendation with no time limit, third party intervener, no time limit, then public comment for 3 minutes. This happens before the board asks questions. Any intervener, which I do not believe that we have any interveners registered, will have 3 minutes, limited to 5. The applicant may cross-examine, then the party interveners may cross-examine, the staff may cross-examine, members of the decision-making body through the chair may ask questions of the staff, applicant, party interveners, and the participants. The final argument may be made by the applicant, party interveners, and the staff related solely to the applicant's testimony presented at the hearing and introduced in the record. I will then advise the decision-making body as to the applicable law and the factual findings that must be made to approve or deny the application, and will be deliberation. And after deliberation, a vote shall be taken to approve with conditions, continue, or deny the application.
Can you repeat that?
Can.
Oh, all right, now, John Paul, you may take it.
thank you. Again, John Paul Perez, Community Development Department. This is the rezoning component of the future land use map we just saw. Actually, I'm not sure why this says 710 Northwest County Road 235. That's for a different parcel. I don't believe this parcel actually has an address, because there's no structure on the property, to the best of my knowledge, so there is no address, just a parcel. Certainly. Similar to the future land use map amendment, these travel together. A recommendation for adoption by the Planning and Zoning Board on August 18th, approved on first reading on August 28th, or 25th. Because the future land use map amendment had to go to the state, that postponed the rezoning application that we're hearing now. The recommended motion is to adopt the ordinance granting the rezoning to the city of Newberry Agricultural A zoning district. Applicant is Patrick Post. The proposed district is Agricultural A. Current zoning is Agriculture A for Alachua County. It now has consistent future land use map designation, and the site is approximately 111 acres, and the parcel number is 02515-004-003. This is an aerial image of the property. This is the current zoning district, which we just went over, the proposed zoning district, which we just went over, and the recommended motion. That completes my presentation. I'm available for any questions.
All right, thanks, John Paul. All right, commission, do you have any questions for John Paul? Deliberation? Seeing none, I entertain a motion. Not yet. Not yet, right?
Sean Paul, is the applicant here?
Motion then questions, right? Yeah. Any motion? You need to entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Clark, seconded by Commissioner Monty. Okay, and then this is gonna take it to the public. Do we have any questions on the motion on the floor? Seeing none, all that are in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, passes unanimous. That takes us to agenda item number 6, economic development ad valorem tax exemption ordinance. And it looks like Dallas, you're gonna be presenting.
And I'll read into the record ordinance number 2025-73, ordinance of the city of Newberry, Florida, granting an exemption from certain ad valorem taxation for protecting hydro and new business, providing a short title, providing for definitions of terms, providing for a finding that all of the requirements applicable to the granting of such exemption have been met, providing for the amount of revenue available from ad valorem tax sources for the current fiscal year, providing for the amount of revenue lost by virtue of the economic development ad valorem tax exemptions currently in effect, providing for the estimated revenue loss attributable to the exemption granted to Project Hydro, providing for the period of time for which the exemption will remain in effect and the expiration date of the exemption, providing for requirements associated with granting and continuation of such exemption, providing for applicability, providing for severability, and providing for an effective date.
All right, Dallas.
Good evening, Commissioners, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. In September, the city received an application for an economic development tax exemption for a project at the Ag Tech Park known as Project Hydro. In September, the commission approved a resolution authorizing the city to begin negotiations with Project Hydro and to set a public hearing date for today for consideration of the ordinance granting the tax exemptions. This tax exemption is our first tax exemption we've had since the voters of Newberry approved the referendum allowing us to offer economic development exemptions back in 2017. The project meets all the criteria that are established in the state constitution, state statutes, and the city's code. Those criteria are that the applicant must employ at least 50 full-time equivalent employees. This applicant has an excess of 50. They must provide an average annual wage equal to at least 115% of the average annual wage in the area. This applicant meets that criteria. And they must make significant capital investment of construction of a new facility. This applicant has indicated they will be constructing that facility worth at least $34 million. So all the requirements under state law and our ordinances have been met. Staff negotiated terms with the applicant. The proposed exemption schedule is years 1 and 2, there's 100% exemption. Years 3 and 4, 80% exemption. Years 5 and 6, 60% exemption. Years 7 and 8, 40% exemption. And then years 9 onward, no exemption. This exemption does not apply to the value of the land. It is only the capital building and your personal property. It does not apply to your fire assessment, and it does not apply to other taxing authorities. So school board, Alachua County, would still be taxing them the same rate. This exemption would begin on January 1st, 2027, and would expire December 31st, 2034. There are a number of requirements in the ordinance. Should the applicant fail to meet those requirements at any time, the city manager is authorizing the ordinance to end the exemption. Happy to answer any questions.
All right, Commissioner Clark, or, sorry, Coleman.
I'll take Clark. Hey Dallas, do we send them something every year to prove that they're maintaining these 50 employees?
They are required to submit data to us every year. They're required both to file a form with the property appraiser's office to maintain the exemption with them, and they're required to provide us payroll proof every year to maintain the exemption.
My next question is, Avalorem, if with desks, chairs, equipment, and all that, that's still being assessed.
Anything that they're reporting as tangible personal property is part of that exemption. So they reported $12 million of tangible personal property.
Wow. Tractors, all that.
Are you done, Coleman?
Yeah, well, I got one comment. I mean, we voted this in, how many years ago?
It was approved by the voters of Newberry on April 11th, 2017.
Voters of Newberry.
The tax referendums require approval by the
Oh, that's right.
constituents.
So really what we're looking at is no benefit except for employment for our citizens for the first 2 years.
For ad valorem, we still get our fire assessment and
Right.
the other fees that we would charge. And then you also get the taxes on the land, which isn't a lot, but.
Understand.
Clarification, that's good. Monty, do you have a question? Commissioner Monty, sorry.
There was what was the discussion regarding the $3,500? Wasn't there
That's
some?
different, that's the
I think
impact
you're thinking
waiver,
of, yeah, the
which
impacts.
will be in front of you at the next meeting.
Okay.
All right, any other questions from the commission?
Mr.
Commissioner
Chair,
Clark?
Yeah, this is just the first build though, because this thing was gonna be 2 buildings or 3 buildings, and then now they're backed up to the, basically 50%.
Correct, this is just the first edition.
Because we're gonna go, everything goes good, now we got another building, we got another 50 jobs or 100 jobs.
Yeah, and they can come back and apply for us. Well, this.
Is this gonna piggyback the next building, or is this it? We don't,
It would be a separate consideration of the commission at the
Okay.
time.
okay.
So if they come back, you could either grant that one or not grant that one.
And Mr. Chair, they would have to, we'll put this ballot initiative, if directed to do so, back in front of the people at the next election. But in order for them to get under the window of the existing incentive, they'd have to get started on the second farm immediately.
Okay.
I'd also add, we have a franchise fee agreement with Clay entity is going to use a significant amount of power. So beyond the fire assessment, the jobs, the anchor for ag tech, all of those kinds of things, we will also be generating some peripheral revenue off of it as well.
And the hydro part of this, is this, because there's a couple of people out there, and I can't remember all, the data centers are one of them. Some people use a lot of water and then they reclaim a lot of water to keep using what they have. Is this one of those, or they just,
This is
Some uses
Like-
95% of this, keeps 95%.
they just keep rolling their own stuff?
correct.
All right.
And then I will run, this is the first reading of this ordinance, it'll come back to you at the next meeting.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear. I know we've been talking about this, and we're really, I'll tell you, this is probably could be a game changer for the ag part with the amount of money you're talking about in one building. So,
It's huge.
it is huge.
Huge.
So what percentage of the, if they actually build it, what percentage of the ag park will be taken?
A little bit.
They- For 3 farms, it would probably be a third. They want 10 farms across the state eventually. They're looking at Newberry for the first 2 farms. But not quite a third, but it's,
Good acre.
Mr. Mayor, when you say that, is each farm a 40-acre tract? Or
Each
each
farm
farm,
is
we talking about
20
the buildings?
I'm talking about the building, so each greenhouse is 100,000 square foot
Okay.
roughly, all AI, all computer generated,
And they'll keep building, and then you're saying another,
all organic. They make 22 harvests a year, so,
Nice.
and all of it is traceable, all of it is trackable. So
Good.
if something's wrong, you don't have to wipe out the entire crop across country, you know exactly what you've got. No triple washing, and they're selling organic leafy greens for the same price as organic, produce.
well, the jobs are important.
The jobs are.
Are we done with deliberation? Any other questions?
I'm trying, it keeps coming and going in my head here. So we got out there, this park is not ag exempt. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay. So eventually, it's full boat within 7, 8 years.
Correct.
Okay. All right, just had to wrap my head around that.
Alright. So if we're done with deliberation, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Commissioner Clark, and I have a second from Commissioner Donald Long. Alright, do we have any, questions from the public on the motion on the floor? Seeing none, all that are in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It has it. And jobs. Yeah, that's right, good job.
Bring it.
Bring it. Alright, that brings us to agenda item number 7, state revolving fund, down state put, state revolving fund loan application pertaining to waste water treatment plant construction, and, the attorney needs to read into the, or are we done with that, we're good? Alright, so then Dallas, take it away.
Good evening again, Commissioners and Mayor Pro Tem. This is the application for our SRF loan for DEP for the wastewater treatment plant. The way the SRF process works is a little backwards. You apply after they've approved you for the loan. So we have been approved from DEP. We've been approved for $20 million in loan funds with $14.5 million in loan forgiveness, $14.5 million in grant funding in that loan for the wastewater treatment plant. As the commission's aware, the wastewater treatment plant costs considerably more than $20 million. SRF has a cap, pound each time, but we are given priority at the next hearing for the next set of $20 million. So the item for you tonight is to authorize the city manager and appropriate officials to execute those loan documents for the state revolving fund loan for the wastewater treatment plant.
That's it?
That's it.
Alright, so do we have any questions, any questions from the commission? No? Any questions from the public? No, we didn't. I just got confused there. So I entertain a motion?
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Long and a second by Commissioner Clark. Any questions on the motion from the public? Seeing none, all that are in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. I have it. Alright, that takes us to,
This kind of money.
Well, we have no choice.
I know.
Thank you, state.
State's got us,
We got $14.5 million in grant.
I got it. It's still somebody's money, something.
Yeah, you ain't joking.
We're just lucky to get some of it, not.
Hit it when they close it off.
Go ahead.
Agreed.
Kick it.
All right. Agenda item number 8, state revolving fund loan agreement for State Road 26 water tower construction. Dallas?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, as the city commission is aware, we're building a new water tower out in State Road 26 in the Tanglewood development. The item before you tonight is the loan agreement with SRF for us to start drawing funds on the loan for the water tower. The total loan amount is $5.3 million. However, we did receive a $1 million grant, so that brings the total loan amount down to $4.3 million. The interest rate is 2.39% annually. Our estimated annual payment is about $142,000 every 6 months, so about $285,000 annually. As a reminder to the commission, that debt service will be paid with your development fees that are collected from developers at the time they connect to the system. And our first payment will be due in August of 2027. Once we can execute this agreement, we will issue the bids to begin the process of building the tower. And the recommended action tonight is for you to approve and authorize appropriate officials to execute the state revolving fund construction loan agreement with FDEP to finance the design and construction of the water tower. All right, answer any questions.
Commissioner Coleman?
So, first payment's not till August of 27. Here we are, we're gonna draw off that money before that. Are they voiding out the interest between now and then?
No, they capitalize interest. So
Okay.
it's $74,000 capitalized interest.
Man, they should waive that. That's all I got.
Any more questions from the commission?
Yeah.
Commissioner Clark?
Oh, go ahead, no, go ahead. Commissioner Farmer.
Just to be clear, the, people that are developing the Tanglewood, are they paid for this water
Yes.
tower?
So the Tanglewood development was required to give us the land for the water tower, and then the development fees that we collect throughout the entire city are gonna pay for the water tower.
Throughout the entire city?
Commissioner Clark?
Well, I was actually, the development fees, but how many houses is he building? 350?
635.
655?
635.
635.
Oh, that.
Will his development fees out of his own subdivision cover that? I know it helps us being water pressure out, but I just wondered, will it even touch paying it off?
I'll let the numbers man answer it. I don't believe it's.
So we collect about $2.8 million in those development fees.
And his,
That's
At the current rates.
And that will be through the whole build out. We don't know where that's gonna be.
yeah. But we got commercial build out too in the front.
But remember that water tower doesn't just serve
No, I know,
Tanglewood.
it helps everything from that side this way.
Right.
I got it, but.
And actually that way, right? Coleman, down there.
No, we don't go that far. 202's it.
Right. I mean, 202 is the urban
202's
service
the
area.
urban service area, should be it.
That
Anyway,
one-
that's fine, it'll serve
water
that,
down.
and then the next one, they'll all, 2 point out of one subdivision, it'll get paid for. Yeah. All right, I just say these things, cause you know, one day I ain't gonna be here, but I don't wanna leave us stranded with worrying about where these monthly or yearly payments are coming from. But if we start getting it, paying it off early, it's still,
The 2.8's at the current rates, the staff's recommendation is in 4 years and every 4 years after, you should be raising your impact fee rates. So we would be suggesting that you raise those rates, that you'll collect more than 2.8 at the end, just from Tanglewood.
well, we'll talk more about it. No, okay. I'm good.
Sure. Any other questions from the commission? Yes. If we don't have any more questions, I'll entertain a motion. Second. I have a motion from Commissioner Long and then seconded by Commissioner Clark. Is there any questions on the motion from the public? Seeing none, all that are in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. I have it. All right, that takes us to comments. Look how quick that was, huh? Look how quick that was.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah, man, that's how we roll. All right, so we're gonna start with city manager. Oh, I'm sorry. Public, do you have any questions or any comments that you would come on up and introduce yourself? state your name for the record.
He's running for commissioner next time.
Hello again, Paul Hardy. Just a couple things, probably more for you, Mr. Manager. I had 2 interactions with the utility crews over the past couple of weeks. One was some limbs on my power line coming into my house. The other one was a water leak in my water meter. As usual, timely, thorough, responsive, friendly, so I just wanted to pass that on. I know sometimes we don't get enough good feedback. So, the other thing, kind of out of the blue, 3 new streetlights have appeared from the American Legion Club West. So I'm not sure what the story was with those, if it's a safety-related issue, if DOT, I know the city put them up, but I don't know if it was with DOT approval, if it was a sort of a combined safety-related issue or not. And I only bring this up because, not to beat a dead horse, but about a year ago, I was in front of you all talking about the safety of the crosswalk at 1906. Okay. So I'm trying to wrap my head around if DOT is okay with collaborating over a safety issue with streetlights. Maybe we could get a stanchion, you know, the road stanchion. I would advocate actually for 2, one there and one at Bounds, with the kids coming out of school, crossing the street. They're only a couple $100. But I continue, and you probably see more than anything because you drive all the time, people will not stop for people on that crosswalk.
You can't see them.
Yeah, it's, anyway, I don't know if anything can be done with that. I know we kind of tried last year, but I just wanted to bring it up again. Thank you.
I do remember when DOT was here, when we were talking about Twin Bears, because that was the topic that we brought up, because that balance heating there, there's, I don't think there's a crosswalk there, you're right,
There's a crosswalk.
Mason, is there a crosswalk?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
At Bounds?
At Bounds.
Okay, cause, Mason came out and, he was questioning, he was like, there's no like sign there
Correct.
for a walk, pedestrian sign.
And speaking of that, sorry to interrupt, but the flashing light
Yeah.
is out again. So it was out for months last year, it's out again. The one closest, there's 2. One as you approach and then the one right at the crosswalk. The one at the crosswalk, eastbound, hasn't been working for weeks.
Good deal. Love hear from our public. They're watching out for the city, even when we're not. Any other questions from the public? Come on up. State your name.
Who are you, man? My name is Ralph Williams, and I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my wife, Leanne. I want to just make 2 or 3 comments. First of all, I want to echo the sentiments that were stated just a second ago. I think that our staff here in the city is second to none. Like everybody, I go straight to the source when I need news. Facebook never disappoints. But when that fails, a quick call down here, it resolves everything. And everybody that I've ever talked to is knowledgeable, everybody's friendly, and I just can't say enough good things about the people that we have here in Newberry. One thing that I would like to just comment on that I've observed tonight a couple of times, I've heard where something is said about things that are going to happen after some of us are no longer here. And that has a name, it's called legacy. And what you're building right now is your legacy for our kids and our grandkids and the ones who are going to be here. And I just want to say that I am thrilled every time I hear thinking in that direction. That's been a concern of mine for 35 years, since my firstborn was put in my arms for the very first time. What am I going to leave for it? And I appreciate the fact that this commission and again, our staff, I just appreciate the fact that you're forward thinking like that. Something that I have had an occasion to observe, and I listen and I hear people say things, and sometimes things just don't make very much sense, and I try to correct them when I have the chance, but these days I don't take the chance near as much as I used to. It just hurts too much. But when a child is born, that child naturally grows, and if they don't grow, then there's something wrong. You know, you go to the doctor checks the charts, and if the height and the weight and all of that is like it's supposed to be, hey, it's good, and if not, well, we've got a problem. There's another side to that, and that's if something does not stop growing at the right time. You know, I grew upward for a lot of years and then stopped growing upward. I grew out for a lot of years and that hasn't stopped yet. Uncontrolled growth has a name, and that's called cancer. And it's very, very serious. I listened, and again, every time one of these charts comes up on this television and we're seeing what's going on here, you know, the reference to things that happened at votes years ago, the commissions passed who have made decisions that we're still living out the results of those commission decisions, good, bad, or indifferent. The time that y'all put into it, the attention that you put into making sure that our growth is not uncontrolled, making sure that it's at the right time and the right way, that speaks a lot to your dedication to this city. And I just want to say thank you to all of you. As you sit here, this is not an easy job. Facebook pretty much proves that. But you do have people on your side, and we're grateful for all that you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's always good to hear something positive from the public. Huh?
Yep.
All right, that's gonna take us to our city manager, public comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Wanted to announce that our registration for winter recreation is open. You can register for adult basketball and softball right now, so go ahead and get out there. Let's play some sports, lose some weight.
Adult softball and regular.
I thought it was adult basketball and regular softball. Have a reverse that, right? I also want to say thank you to the Newberry Lions Club. If you had the opportunity, that's why I don't have the boys right now. I was at the rodeo for 2 nights in a row, parking people and then yelling at the bull riders. And I think I saw some of y'all out there, maybe on the lambs or the bulls, whatever y'all were doing, because y'all are crazy like that. But great tradition in town. It's 8 years. Can you imagine that? It seems like the rodeo just came to town, but this was the 8th year. So it was a great event, went off without a hitch, no traffic backed up. I didn't get one complaint. Maybe you guys did, but I didn't get one noise complaint from it, which is great. I want you to know that Christmas planning is in effect. I think you all got an email. It's got a calendar from Crystal. She's got the best email, hashtag, it's crushing. So if you don't, just go back and say, as I call her now, don't here, say you're crushing, right? So look for that email. It's got all the dates, all the activities, Thanksgiving to Christmas. There's something going on every weekend in the city of Newberry, so go ahead and get it on your calendar now. And Mr. Chair, I want to say thank you guys for your vote on Ag Tech. This is a historic night tonight. This is, Ag Tech was a dream 10 years ago, 12 years ago, out of Newberry's Economic Advisory Committee. And tonight was the first real substantive step to make that dream into a reality. It is very possible that Newberry becomes the tip of the spear when it comes to answering the questions of agriculture and how do we feed 9 billion people. Because right now we cannot. If you're in ag, you know that our population growth on this planet, I know some people just say in the city of Newberry, but it's actually the whole planet. The population growth in the city and the planet is gonna hit 9 billion and we can't feed that many. So we have some problems, we have some challenges that we gotta face, and tonight's vote put Newberry right in the mix of answering those challenges. I'm so proud of you guys, I'm so proud of Newberry. We've got a long ways to go, but it is worth noting the historic moment that just happened in this chamber. So thank you, Mr. Chair, that's it for me.
All right, let's go, city attorney.
Just briefly from me, it is getting to be that time of year that I know you all wait for anxiously, which is the ethics presentation. We have had tentatively scheduled it for November 4th. We became aware that some members of our municipalities are attending the Florida League of Cities legislative conference in Orlando. So we have also tentatively looked at November 18th as a possible alternative date.
December.
Sorry, I'm saying November, and both of these are December. Both of them are December. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm so
Didn't
excited.
we just
for
have that?
ethics.
Man,
It happens
it's like,
every
I
year.
know.
Would you believe that?
I'm new, so I never
So we'll be reaching out to Randa to sort of pull you all and see what your availability is, but just let us know which of those dates work better for you, and whichever works better for everybody, we'll pick that date. So just be on the lookout for that, because we want to accommodate as many people's schedules as humanly possible.
And the ribs and Fulton Water provides.
I'm telling you, it's, if you were going to the Florida League of Cities Legislative Conference, like, do you have to go that you can come back after the conference, and then drive back to Orlando, just for the ribs?
They have a little option.
And that's all for me.
Can't please them all.
All right, city clerk,
Nothing from me.
nothing?
Thank you.
That brings us to our awesome, amazing commission. Go ahead, call me.
You got the whole commission now.
That's right, I'm the man in charge tonight. So Martin ain't gonna wanna listen to the meeting, what we got here?
I'm gonna actually brag tonight on our, city manager, so if you don't wanna hear
I'm gonna love to hear it.
Okay. it. We had some workers on Sunday that, did some work on the thing here, on the office. And really had some upset, church members next door, and I got all those calls, I think, but as soon, and Jordan, I knew he wasn't feeling well this morning, I could tell in his voice and texts and all that. But as soon as I told him that there was trash and beer cans and all that out there, he immediately took care of it. He didn't come, I'm thinking, I don't know, I'll let him brag on that, but I'm thinking he went over there himself and took care of it. But either way, I really appreciate him doing that, and for the public, I'm very sorry, especially it being a church parking lot, that happened. It's, pretty rare from all the workers they've had over there, so, but it seemed to get cleaned up pretty quick and taken care of immediately, and I appreciate that. That's all I got.
Did you say beer cans?
Yeah.
Beer cans.
Beer, the Mexican kind, what's it called?
Cervezas.
Cerveza.
Easy. So over here in the construction site?
Yeah, well, in the parking lot.
The church parking lot.
Church parking lot.
But it was taken care of.
Baptists.
And Jack, Baptist. What goes on behind the church?
Stays behind
Backslide
the church.
Baptist.
Commissioner Clark.
I would just like to, a couple things. The Veterans Memorial, the last order of bricks came in, and kudos to the staff and our team that was put together, Debbie Boyd and all the people that have helped, and she's graciously out there putting names where they need to be. We do have another round of bricks coming in. They took a little longer than we thought, but anybody that's ordered a brick will get the brick. It's there. So the last was thanks to the staff and them for getting them in pretty quick. I know there's some recreation problems. I'm a grandparent. I sit out here and I think it's kind of sad when we have parents and people that act like their kids are in the NFL when they're 6 years old and have seriously shut the game down. So I think we ought to do a little perspective, all of us and whoever's listening. If you know these, just cool out. The kids are about, it's about the kids. These ain't none of them going in the NFL at 6 years old, so it's all good, but just learn to cool out in front of these kids because they see everything we do as big people. So, and I will give one kudos to the manager, but I also, this is to the staff. At closing time last week, I went down the road and somebody emptied their truck along with doing a burnout in the pavement and tore the pavement up. And within, I will guarantee you, it was after 5 o'clock. So I don't know if he called somebody back in or what, but it was cleaned up. I left, 1 hour later, it was full of trash, broken bottles, all in the middle of the road, people stopping. So thanks again to the staff. Put that out there to them that I knew they were late, but it had to be done. So I appreciate that. Other than that, God bless America and God bless our troops.
There you go. Commissioner Archie?
Couple of things. We kind of put the LDRs on hold. Is that correct?
No, sir, we got stalled out because of Senate Bill 180 on comp plan, but I'm not gonna announce it tonight. We may have a plan for it. I'm gonna make sure we have that plan and it's gonna work, and then at the next meeting, we can talk about getting all that back on track.
Okay.
But that's 2 chapters of the comp plan, the other 4, 5, 9. 9? Yeah, it's late, or done, so those we're making progress on.
Okay, thanks. And, I was at our, one of the, local grocery stores, the other day. I went in, I got a few apples and, a couple of, bananas, and I went and got some bread and some Oscar Mayer bologna, the thick cut, so I don't like it anyhow. It was lonely, man. So I went, I checked out, and there's a, young lady there, I say young, she's probably in her early 30s. And they asked, paper, plastic, and did you find everything you needed, and that kind of thing, and yes, and she'd rather attractive, and she said to me, well, you must be single. I said, yeah, boy, I said, you still got it, you old man. And, I said, yeah, did you base that on what I purchased? She said, no, you're ugly. I'm hurt feeling.
Score, Lord. Was it that wrong?
See that up. You gotta follow that.
Commissioner Long.
How dare they
No.
do that to our, he's a walking legacy.
All you gotta say is God bless you. Alright, so, this Saturday they have a day of celebration and remembrance at Freddie Warmack. It's a local gathering, barbecue for the community. So if you're free, if anybody wanna come out and celebrate, come out. I don't know all the details yet, but, we got everything in the buildings, be some barbecue, music, just come out. I think it'll be some bounce house for kids, so it's a day to come out and celebrate. Also, I had a great time at the rodeo. That was actually my first year going, so I had a great time. You know, didn't get on any bulls, but it was a great time out there.
Because you're the you are.
Other than that, and some great food out there. I didn't get a chance to get amazing wings. They didn't show up on Friday, but
Oh.
you know, either way, great job, staff, Marlo. Everybody have a great week.
Alright, so when I'm the mayor, pro tem, I don't do dad jokes, but that was really good. But I will say, man, when you put it in perspective about that, 9 billion not being able to feed them, that's actually scary. Because now they're printing food. So that's actually nervous, and they're actually having it in the grocery stores. So you don't really know what you get. So that's actually, so that is a
There
good
you go.
one.
Yeah, how many big and they're Chinese?
Yeah. That is bad.
They got a portion.
And the rodeo, 8 years. So, I every time I make deliveries throughout the week, right? And there's always, after the rodeo, there's always someone that says, there was a rodeo this weekend? So there's always another person that can be added as an attendee to the rodeo. And the rodeo just grows and grows and gets busier and busier. So, that rodeo, thanks to the American Legions and North Fleets for putting that thing on, because it was phenomenal.
Don't forget
And-
the Lions Club.
Lions Club.
And I'm sorry, what did I say, American Legions? I do apologize, the Lions Club. And I saw you out there.
Of course, I'm always there,
I did, you are.
all 8 years.
But I mean, typically, you came up, gave me a hug, Anyways, we interacted with the Amazing Wings truck, which was there Saturday, which I said that multiple times, because I work at UPS, Monday through Friday, so my Fridays, are taken up by that. But anyways, so I didn't notice any of the other commissioners, especially you, Monty. Did you check it out?
You wasn't there.
He was home Friday.
Oh, take it easy. Don't get too saucy.
If I known you were gonna be there, I'd be there.
Really?
Yeah.
I was crying his eyes out.
He was, right? All plucked out. Feathers all plucked out. I get it. That being said, we are adjourned.
BOA.
You guys want to take a 5 minute?
No, we need to discuss when the Halloween is.
2 minutes, 1 minute.
2 minutes? You want to take a 2 minute recession?
It's just 2 minutes before we get started. How are y'all?
I thought, I saw most of y'all out there.
How are you?